Obviously you have to stay really still to get an epidural, and they were shouting.
Sorry, Myla's just got the biggest poo in the background.
Screamed at by the midwife. Obviously the gown was open at the back anyway. I'm pretty sure it was dangling around, and I had my boobs out. There was like 3 doctors and 2 nurses and Jay in the room. I had to then like hold me, didn't you, like this? Like, yep. I was like holding on to him like this. So they did the epidural and took about 10 to 15 minutes to kind of get settled in, but it only worked down my left side of my leg. My right side, I could still feel it in my back and my hip. So they told me to roll onto my right side and to see if it kind of helped. I think after 2 or 3 boosts, it kind of did. You know, I couldn't feel from probably about here downwards, which was a really strange sensation. Fully dilated at 10 p.m. Yeah, I mean, I slept, didn't I?
Yeah, you slept for, not for long, 45 minutes, an hour.
An hour maybe, and you slept as well?
Kind of.
Well, they have like a tiny little bed in the corner of the room. So he was then eating some Pringles in the corner, but he didn't want me to notice. So he was like literally hiding and like eating them in the corner.
Like a secret squirrel
because
in the corner.
No one told me that when you have an epidural, you can't eat food. So by the time the pain started wearing off, I started getting more hungry, and I was like, can I have some food? And she was like, no. They came back around midnight.
Yeah.
And then I started pushing. Then it gets to like 1:30, I've done an hour and a half pushing, and they're like, okay, she's not coming yet, so we're going to have to get the doctors in. And I was like, oh. I like, by the way, she was like encouraging me to push. I really thought she was going to be born. But at 1:30, the doctor comes in, so there's 2 doctors, and they came in and they said, okay, nothing's really progressing, so we're going to help you along and do a cut. So I had an episiotomy, and then they said the baby was stuck. Is that what? Yeah, the baby was stuck down the canal. So they're going to do a forceps delivery. Now, if you watched my last video, you know that that was the one thing that I did not want in my birth, was go to theatre, which I thought if you had forceps, that's what you had to do. But these days, they did it in the delivery room, which was great. So they set it up, didn't they? Had all blue curtains everywhere, and we have a picture actually, so I'll insert it here. Started dressing up in scrubs and stuff, and at this point there was 2 doctors and 2 midwives in the room, and me and Jay, and I felt her come, and then they literally just plonked her on my belly. Quite rough actually, wasn't it? They just literally went, way!
Yeah, they were pretty rough pulling her out with the forceps as well.
If you close by, please switch or they're in the instrumental. If you close by, please switch or they're in.
Jay wasn't down that end. Just saying, you wasn't, was you? You did have a sneak peek at one point.
Yeah, I did.
We were having skin to skin, and oh my god, I was just in shock. I think I was kind of just staring at her, thinking, oh my god, this baby's just come out of me. Like, what the hell? And we had like literally 2 minutes of like this surreal bliss, didn't we? Like, you know, that moment that you expect as soon as you have the baby, that feeling of like love and that just amazement feeling that, you know, you've just gave birth to this tiny little human. That lasted for about 2 minutes, as I said, and then it kind of went downhill from there.
So good size bit. What's your finger?
Little myla, and what did she do?
She pooed all over me.
Black
tar.
You know the first meconium poo that they do. She was literally in a little towel, and she pooed all over Jay, all over his top and his tracksuit pants. Yeah, you did.
It's so hard to get off as well, that stuff.
There was literally the 6 of us in the room, wasn't there? And then, or 7 with myla. And then all of a sudden there was another like 10 people in the room. Literally midwife after midwife was just jabbing me with God knows what. And then I was being sick, so they was giving me anti-sickness, and then I was getting jabbed left, right and centre. I mean, I don't know if that's normal procedure. For the doctor said, right Sarah, you know, we're going to have to take you to theatre because we can't stop the bleeding and we need to find out what the issue is. I had an anaesthetist come and do a spinal block on me because they wasn't sure the epidural fully worked. So the two midwives had myla in the corner and they were doing her first baby checks. They were weighing her and dressing her. So I didn't get to dress her, which was really sad. But they had to insert what's called a back balloon, and then they took me round to the high dependency unit.
Yep. And you were taken to theatre. They just told me to go to the maternity reception, where there was no other people, or not even any staff members. And yeah, they didn't come and get me or tell me anything, give me any updates or anything for about an hour and a half. And yeah, it was quite scary, yeah, because there was obviously no one else there, no one else to ask questions to.
I didn't realise I was in theatre for that long, to be honest.
So on the high dependency unit, they took me through, and yeah, you were a bit kind of zonked, and then the midwives were looking after little myla. So then I got to hold her for a little while, and then after about an hour they kicked me out because of the coronavirus.
Which I personally don't really understand that, because you was already there.
Yeah, I was already
so
there,
the risk of you being there was actually there already.
Yeah, it wasn't like I was leaving the room at any point and then coming back, which then you could have spread infection or whatever. I was literally...
Which I could totally understand. I could totally understand if, like, they say, you know, you can't leave, so the moment that you decide to go, you can't come back. But he was already there, so what was the matter if he stayed an hour or if he stayed 3 hours? I don't know. But that was the rules, so we had to
very weird experience.
Them.
And then being kicked out, and then
being a father and then going home without a child.
For pretty much more than 24 hours.
Yeah, which was really strange.
Because I wasn't allowed back until they were actually released from hospital.
Obviously, I can't compare it to anything. So, you know, for the people who are having their second child and experiencing it to the first, it must be so weird for you guys. But for me, it's the only kind of experience that I've known. Giving birth, very lonely experience, you know. I was on the high dependency unit from 5 a.m. And then the midwives were actually amazing. They were looking after myla. So the doctors then came around and checked it. He seemed quite happy with it. He just and then he removed the back balloon and the pack, and I got moved to the labour ward around 4 in the afternoon, and I hadn't gotten out of bed at this point, and I hadn't eaten anything, and I was kind of feeling a bit left out at this point. So when the new midwives on the new ward came round and they said, you know, are you okay? I just kind of burst out crying and was like, I haven't eaten any food, I haven't had anything to drink, I haven't even gotten out of bed yet. So they came round and helped me out of bed, which was really scary. I was scary getting out of bed, so it took me a while, but they did it, and you know, it was really uncomfortable to walk the first few steps, but it slowly got better. So they gave me some Oromorph, and then me and you had a fun day, didn't we? Being in a ward with 3 other women who didn't speak to you at all. It was very lonely. It was pretty uneventful. Slept a lot of the time, and the other time we were just cuddles. We had lots of cuddles, didn't we, Moo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then the next morning I woke up. We had a few checks done, but I felt quite okay in myself. Still obviously in pain and uncomfortable. But the next morning the doctors and midwives came round. They double checked everything, signed everything off, and they discharged me, which was amazing. Unfortunately, Jay couldn't come up to the ward to collect me, so we didn't get that nice, you know, leaving the ward picture that I wanted so much. But I just wanted to tell you guys my birth story, as I know so many of you have asked for it, and I'm so sorry it's taken me 8 weeks to finally film it, but I didn't feel like I was ready until now. It was a really traumatic experience for me, and it's taken a while for me to kind of recover and let it all sink in, and I feel ready to talk about it now and share it with you guys.
And this one takes up all your time anyway.
Yeah, this one takes up a lot of our time. A few more videos coming for you guys, so do subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, and we'll see you guys next time. Hopefully Jay will appear in some more videos. If you want him to, comment down below and we'll make him do it again. But thank you so much for coming to watch this video. I hope it's helped you. If you do have any questions about birth, about labour, about anything pregnancy related or anything at all, let me know. DM me, guys. Follow me on Instagram, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Bye.